Hello, everyone. This is the concluding part of the poem Escape for class 8th, and today we are just going to finish it. So let's start. The poem says she left the cordial green, entered the hostile gray, so cold, so different from her old habitat. If you remember the story about this mother tiger and the cub and how they were forcibly, I should say, forced to leave their home, the forest, because the forest was completely erased, or the trees were cut, the plants, everything was cut for some purpose by by people, and that's why how all the animals living in the jungle, they were displaced. And in that process, this mother tiger and the cub, they're running for their life, running because there are people who want to kill the tiger and the baby, and in that process they leave the forest. Now the concluding part says that she left the cordial green. Cordial word is something which is referred to something which is very warm, very welcoming. Now she has managed to run away from these people who were trying to kill her and her baby. And before that, let me just ask you, how would you feel if someone for asks you to or tells you to leave your house? Isn't that scary? When we enter a house or a home, I should say, the first thing that you experience is sense of security, sense of warmth, sense of, of 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 a welcoming atmosphere, where you feel safe and very happy. And so the same thing is that she left the cordial green. That means she left the home. Home is referred, green is referred to the home, the forest, and she left that. She was forced to leave that. The home which was so warm and welcoming, and all the animals used to live there so happily, and she was forced to leave that jungle. Green is referred to greenery. Here, greenery means the forest where she used to live with other animals and her baby. Enter the hostile gray. Now, here, what is happening is that gray is referred to all the concrete jungle. She has come out of the jungle of green, of trees, of plants, of other living creatures, birds, and animals. And now, what is happening is that she has entered the hostile gray. Hostile here is referred to something which is very disapproving, um, something that does not, something that you do not agree to, something which is very um, disliking in nature, something that just puts you off. Here now, what has happened is that she has left the jungle, and all the jungle has gone. It has disappeared after the cutting down of the trees, and now she has entered the gray, the hostile gray, unwelcoming in this context. Gray is referred to the concrete jungle. Concrete jungle is referred to the city where everything is made of mortar and cement and steel, and there's no greenery, and all you can see is buildings and houses and multiplexes and malls and factories, something that you and I live in. So this is the real scenario. Animals are not meant to be living in the city, isn't it? Like how human beings are supposed to be living in a habitat, in a place where you have where they live with other human beings. In the same way, because this tiger was not supposed to enter the concrete jungle, not supposed to enter the town, the city, but she's forced to enter with her baby because her jungle, her home, her warm, welcoming home has gone. So now she has entered the city, which is full of buildings and houses and all. So cold. Cold is usually referred to something which has a very low temperature. Thanda, isn't it? Here cold means something which is very emotionless. Yeah. We human beings always tend to look for reasons to talk to each other. Even if you're sitting somewhere where you are sitting amongst strangers, there will be a situation or a chance where you will try to start a conversation with a stranger. Why? Just because you are a human being and the other person is also a human being. And human beings usually tend to be very social in most of the cases. But here in this situation, the same situation goes with the tiger also. The tiger is expecting the same atmosphere as it used to experience in the forest. We don't know how animals live, but most of the time animals live in harmony with other animals of different breeds or species. But this tiger and mom and the baby, they did not find anything like jungle. There was nothing pleasant and good about the city life, and so different from her old habitat, so different from her old home, the place where she used to inhabit, the place where she used to live, and that is referred to the jungle. Jungles cannot be like cities, like how cities cannot be like jungle. Everything is so quiet, so you can hear the birds chirping, you can see the langurs and monkeys jumping from one tree to another, and you can see different kind of species, birds, animals, and this is so unlikely in a town. In a most the first thing in place, what would happen is everybody is going to run for their lives when they see a tiger and a mom. Maybe they will try to kill her. A very, very disapproving, very unwelcoming environment. This is what she's trying to say. For the first time, she felt truly vulnerable. Interesting word. Vulnerable here, if you take out your dictionaries, it says something where she has been attacked by humans. So here, in this context, it means the first time she felt very, very helpless. She feels as if everyone is ready to attack her, because she doesn't look like a human being. She's a tiger. So, and everybody is scared. But at this time, she did not go to the town. She did not go to a place where human beings lived because she wanted to kill all the human beings. She has, she was forced to go to a place where human beings lived because her home is gone. All the forests are gone, thanks to human beings again. So truly, truly terrified for the fate of a youngster. And she is so scared and so worried for her baby. Youngster means young ones. Young ones means babies. So she's worried about her cub. You must have experienced that when your parents are trying to be very concerned about. Sometimes you may feel very irritating, but most of the times it's the maternal or paternal emotion that one has no control over. As the same thing is here, the same situation. The tiger mom is not worried about herself, but she's worried about her cub. Yeah. And but she had to be valiant. So taking a deep breath. Now in this situation, she cannot be emotionless. She cannot just sit. She has to use her brains along with her worries. She just cannot be emotional and try to kill herself and her baby. She has to use her brains. She has to look for a way to save herself and her baby. So what she does, she had to be valiant. Valiant means brave. She has to be very brave. She has to look out a way to save herself and her baby. How did she do that? So taking a deep breath,